Welcome back to Advocation X, episode number, who cares? The most important thing is that you're here with us and you're participating in helping grow and move this channel. So if you haven't already, hit that like button. And by the way, if you're not, please do subscribe. Our viewership has far exceeded our subscriptions, and the percentage of subscriptions to viewers is very tiny. So we're looking for you to help push us on into the future. Come grow with us. Hit that subscribe button. Become a member. Crush the bell. Don't miss anything going forward. It is time for a newsworthy Tesla broadcast. And the topics we're going to address here, varying methods. Who's in the race? Who's leading? Some notes from Karp, my previous recorded videos, SpaceX, and SN10 and 11. Let's dive in deep right now. In one of my previous videos, I discussed FSD, or full self-driving. And again, there's a caveat when you say full self-driving. Please, anybody who's using the beta, releases, etc., realize that it is not meant to drive you itself. It's meant to be monitored and improved until it is multitudes of nines. So that would be 99.999999999% perfect. That's what we're looking for. Okay? So, full self-driving, do not just be irresponsible and let it drive you itself until it is deemed perfect. So, what is full self-driving? You could say it's a version 2, maybe 3, or level 2, level 3 driver assistance program. Software instruction that allows the car to mimic the ability of a human being to drive. The difference being, it usually has multiple sets of eyes, which gives it much more advantage over the human. It uses other sensors, which allow it to detect items in its proximity. Some use Lidar or radars, things that detect vehicles ahead and can actually see through some items to see far beyond them. We have quite a few methods. There's also, by the way, there's AI driver assist, or if you prefer, level 2, 3, 4 autonomy. The varying methods are vision only, vision plus radar and ultrasonic sensors, vision plus radar and Lidar, Lidar and radar, and all different variants there in between. Who is in the race with these methods? Well, you have Waymo is predominantly Lidar and geofencing. Well, let's say you use Lidar alone. I'm sure there would be a level of success that could be achieved as well. Using Lidar and geofencing gives you kind of like having a train on some tracks. And that train will continue to follow those tracks, and wherever you switch the track, it will go. So the geofencing tells it you can go this direction or this direction, but you can't go that direction. With the radar is really good in some circumstances. If you're using a driver assistant program, like, active cruise and lane keeping, etc., your radar can be one of your best friends because it can see far ahead. Some more current radar systems are seeing a kilometer or more ahead of the driver. Okay, so just imagine if you could see as far as a kilometer ahead and there happened to be an accident a kilometer up ahead. Your car would already know what to do and when to do it. However, it's not a substitute for real level 5 autonomy, okay? It cannot achieve it on its own. I mean, I don't know how many radar units you would need looking in every single direction and correlating the information and processing that and getting things to work alongside. I can't see that actually being feasible. Same thing for Lidar. Lidar presents a series of points that allow the Lidar to make a three-dimensional image and I believe some are claiming a 4-dimensional image at this point that can assist the vehicle to drive along that geofenced area as well. Then you have pure vision. Pure vision is great. Again, we'll probably achieve, at the best of time, a good 3 or 4-dimensional view of your surroundings and give you maybe a 360 view, bird's eye view, etc. That allows you to label items in the video and allow the car to be directed in and around those items. Now, you have only one that I believe is using a pure vision 5-dimension or 5D imagery. Now, what does 5D mean? When I say 5D, I'm talking about the 5th dimension, which would be time. Add all those elements and time, and you're able to measure depth and distance and all these things using pure vision. So, as the pure vision is making these bird's eye view 360-degree imagery of your surroundings and your direction, it can then use proximity and develop distance, time, speed in relation to all those things around you. Using pure vision, you can also use the variables of this person disappeared behind an item and is now going to possibly reemerge based on their distance, speed, and direction of motion. There's a good likelihood that they could emerge beyond that item and possibly present a hazard and allow the vehicle to operate accordingly. So, who's in the race with these things? Well, like we said, we have Waymo, we have Mobileye, which has been bought out by IBM, we have Amazon, and we have Apple, and we have Neo, and we have Xpeng, who I believe is also involved in litigation with the leader in all these respects, which is Tesla. So, who's leading? Absolutely, in my opinion, it is Tesla with Mobileye, possibly a distant second. And when I say distant, I don't mean that they don't have any chance of succeeding. What I mean is their chances are significantly reduced based on the fact that they're using a dual system, which seems very effective. But they're using a Lidar system with a vision system and trying to decide and decipher between the two, collating distance, etc., to maybe eventually pick the winner of their 2 experiments. I think that's great. Honestly, I think that's great. I think it's a good approach. However, I think they're a little late to the party. As we know, Tesla has long since been using its forward radar and Lidar to measure distances and then to compare that with the vision sensory perception. And when the vision is getting it right over and over and over and over again, it has proved to Elon Musk and the teams at Tesla that radar is no longer required. And for that matter, Lidar was long since extinct as far as Elon Musk was concerned. And I can pretty well see why. So, from Andrei Karpathy, we hear, hey, pretty soon our team's going to be able to go on vacation. What does that mean? That means they would have solved for full self-driving. Vision only. Vision only. Full self-driving. Tesla has put out information that says within 5.5 weeks or so, they will be ready to offer subscriptions to their full self-driving package. I don't know what that means to you, but to me, it means some really good news coming out of Tesla there. Within 5.5 weeks or so, full self-driving. And as we speak, I'm sitting here plugged in with a cord that is like totally stretched to its limits because somebody iced a double charging spot with their little Mazda hunk of junk ice car. And they've just arrived. I was going to go out and greet them and ask them how it felt, but unfortunately it's like a 18-year-old female, looks like some sort of a student of some sort. So anyways, back to the important topics at hand. From Andrei Karpathy's mouth to our ears, he's indicating that quite possibly they are on their way to solving for full self-driving as we speak. Folks, this is amazing. He further went on to discuss his relationship with Elon Musk and how well they clicked right from the beginning, right through, and are now basically two of the same mind, running in the same direction and full steam ahead with no regrets whatsoever. Again, my previous video totally spoke clearly about the full self-driving and where we were going with this. Robotaxis are a reality, and many people are still not used to the idea, but I can assure you that they will very quickly get used to it when they see how much time and money all their friends and their families are saving while using the Tesla robotaxis, as opposed to what will then become the primitive way of driving yourself. Check out some of those videos I have on Tesla in the past and tell me, was I right? Were my predictions bang on? Were they a little premature? Were they a lot premature? Just give me your opinion. Just click on the playlist that shows Tesla under Advocation X and you will be right there. On to SpaceX, which again is one of Elon Musk's many concerns. Watching the takeoff, belly flop, and then this huge rocket right itself and land in one piece was extremely exhilarating. Now, minutes later, it did explode. Now, I'm sure they've figured out exactly what occurred in that regard, but we did hear rumors that some of the legs did not descend and lock in, and the impact was way too much for that vehicle without proper mitigation. I believe from Elon himself, he said at the speed of the impact, even all the legs down may not have been sufficient, but you can estimate that with the full capability of the legs, it may not have exploded, and it would have been an amazing feat, which far exceeds the 9 out of 10 it gets already. SN11, all the Raptors have been checked. Static fires have occurred. Everything has been tested and illustrated to be set to go. The automatic abort system seems to have been updated and the explosives installed ready for the next launch. I believe it's a 10-mile high flight with a belly flop, and now, in my opinion, a perfect landing back in the designated spot on all legs, which probably will have been redesigned, or who knows, maybe no legs at all. Elon is that kind of guy. He has the ability, and when he gets an idea, he doesn't let it go until it works. This, number 11, look forward, folks. It may be heading out tomorrow, March 30th. Hopefully, this video is released before the launch. And again, one of my predictions will have come 100% true. SN11 lands beautifully on the pad, able to be remounted, inspected, and readied for another launch. That is the proof of reusability of this Starship that they are putting together, which eventually will be used for orbital flights and will be used to go to the moon and wherever else it can seek out and explore brave new worlds. So remember, folks, we never give up and we never give in, but we'll always keep an open mind. Why? Because knowledge is our power. And this is why we do our research, because we are not willing to give up our power. Okay? So, you, and you, and you, and you, and you, and you. Do your own research. Do your own research. Gather that knowledge. Increase your power. Be sure to move alongside of us into the future of our successes by liking, becoming a subscribed member, crushing that bell so you miss nothing going forward. We look forward to you running with us into the future. So thank you for spending time with us here in this channel. And stay safe, stay healthy, and beyond all, stay as happy as humanly possible.